Oh, yes. Yeah, just thinking of all that salt that I'm not able to sell today because no one wants to enforce the laws. I'm going to produce this fresh water and I'm going to get that salt. Now, these contracts for road work, there's nobody in the family that had to be on each other. I mean, there's no bid rigging, is there? When we look at the actual bids, yes, because this is a process in the United States where you make a bid as a contractor to do the work. Yes. Now, the understanding is that you have to actually pay the same wages as if you were a union outfit. Yes. And your thought was, well, as long as I can have a lizard in my ass or fuck my way into the actual government that I'm doing the bid for. Yes. I can know what the others are bidding and then I can undercut them. Yes. Now, anytime that there's some sort of bid rigging, pow, 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 I'm just going to want to know every lizard and every ass of all the road work. Yes. Why don't you get me the union road workers too and get me their assholes because I'm really feeling it today. uh, the family? Yeah. See, I said 5% below the actual cost that you've been paying for any of the salt that you've been using on any of the roads where there's snow or ice. Yes. And all of those manufacturers, you thought they synthesized it? Yes. Wouldn't that be something if somebody had a chemical process to make salt cheaper than desalinating water? Yes. Now, I don't see how they could do it, to tell you. Pooch, the truth. Yes, the truth, and only but the truth, so help me God. Now, today, give me all those county and state workers, yes, that are employed to make sure that any ice doesn't impede the actual drivers. Because every once in a while we have one of those snowstorms, don't we, Spokane County? Yes. Now I know, Pooch, you got large piles, or well, give me the GPS location of every large pile of salt everywhere in the United States. You've been buying up salt? Oh, what's the price of it? When you desalinate water, you've got to think of ways to get rid of the salt that's manufactured. Yes. That's why I can sell 5% less than any other salt producer in the United States of America. You thought you had no contractual obligation to enforce the laws, and I thought I had the contractual obligation to obligate you to force the laws as a citizen of the United States. Now, when we look at it, where else do they use a lot of salt? Oh, there's Crystal Mountain over there, Snoqualmie Pass. Does the Department of Transportation salt those? Why don't you look at the mountain ranges of the United States highway system? What they put in, yeah, back in the 50s. Get me every ski lift in all locations. Oh, look at Hurricane Ridge. Oh my gosh, pooch. In fact, did you want to go inner tubing today? Pow! I'm going to want to know all privately owned and then publicly supported location that happens to be a pass at the top of all mountain ranges. Stevens Pass, pooch. Just look for pass, PASS. Then all the equipment that's been purchased to keep the passes open so that we could keep the highways open. Ouch! Now, let's say I had all this salt for sale, and it happens to be that the state highway system that has any pass in any state of the United States finds out that they're going to be buying my salt because their elected oaths of office will not do what they had sworn. Yes, that's right. Every attorney, judge, and justice decided, well, we don't have to enforce the civil rights of American citizens. And then there's all that law enforcement, state patrol, pooch. You remember that background check? Why don't you get me the passes in every state of the United States in the communication? Oh my gosh, there's that avalanche problem again. Pouch! Now, when we're using explosives, where do you keep all the dynamite? Pouch! Let's say, pow. that you get me all the ski and snowboarding mountains, all the cross-country locations, and every place that the only way you could get there is if they kept the roads open, because I really think that this salt that I'm going to be manufacturing right now